In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. In the morning while I'm driving, Ronnie, I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie, Ronnie. I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
I've been talking all this damn time. Lord have mercy. I hadn't entered the stage. Ah, Jesus. Okay. Lord have mercy. Put a one in the chat if you're happy today. Put a two in the chat if you're very dissatisfied today. Put a three in the chat if you don't know why is she asking, am I happy today or not? And you don't know why I'm asking if you're happy today. Because we've had all of these elite people uh, on YouTube. We had like Phil Scott, who always doing stories on the Black dysphoria. I think that is actually one of his channels. Always talking about how blacks have been wronged. We had I originally suggested this woman to you because I used to like her news stories, but then when Harris filled in, she started talking crazy. She started to Queen's Adala something Shakur. I never could pronounce her name right. I would drop her link over there and suggest that you go over there and take a listen because she seems so Black Pantherish and so about the people. But then when Harris was on the ticket, she started calling her Kabami Harris and talking about all this disparaging stuff about Harris. So, bitch, are you happy now? Are you happy now? You may notice I stopped referencing her, but she wanted to talk. She wanted to get all in depth about Diddy and this, that, and the other. She didn't get in depth with you about this Project 2025 agenda. She wanted to keep calling Kamala Harris Kabami Harris. Are these people happy now? Phil Scott, are you happy now that you encourage Black people to not vote for Harris, knowing what we had on the other side if we didn't? Are you guys happy now? Let's talk about let's talk about closer. Let's talk about the beef sector. Are we happy now that we sit up and try to present ourselves as some elite people in the beef sector? And we're so proficient in what's going on in every beef sector story, relationship, breakup, what happened on this channel, what happened on that channel, that we think we are doing the thing. We think we are such above brow people, and we can talk down and surmise these stories for you, and we can be rude to you. But when we had the chance to actually attend the convention. That I worked at the convention. I worked at the convention. Well, we actually had the chance, obviously, to attend the convention because let's keep it a bug. Did everybody who attended the convention in Chicago work for the convention? No, they did not. But miraculously, I worked for the convention. But what did these elite people decide to do? They decided that they would take Sheffy out to fine dining. They turned their cameras on to take Sheffy out to fine dining. That's what they did. That's all that they could do with their elite asses. On the on the same night that Barack Obama was speaking at the Democratic National Convention, they could have put their camera on and broadcast that. But no, we get Sheffy in a denim dress, and them fighting at the fine dining establishment that she was able to turn her cameras on for. She was able to turn her cameras on for none other than the indignant for the grand diplomat, Lady Nika, and let Lady Nika see her. And we were all able to live vicariously through Lady Nika's experience, Lady Liar's experience of seeing this elite motherfucker. She could turn her camera on for Lady Nika, but surely these elite motherfuckers could not tell you, even while they claimed they were working for the Democratic National Convention, why it was important for us to get our black asses out to vote and what peril we would find ourselves in if we voted for Trump. Let's be clear. Okay, so we're not going to play no games here. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm stating facts. But I continue to press the button. I continue to talk facts to you about this. I continue to show you facts about where we would find ourselves if that 40, 45, 47 got back in office. And this morning, black people especially find themselves damn near being we see that he's trying to delegate us back to Jim Crow. So if you don't know why you shouldn't be happy, we're going to get into this. So while the elite bitch who needs to just show us how to fine dine and then to wind up being a beef sector bitch arguing at this motherfucking 5-star restaurant, we understand that maybe these people are the laughing stock. That you guys for some reason hold as pillars of the beef sector, when all they do is come in the beef sector and try to treat everyone like they're peasants in the beef sector. Where has it gotten you listening to bitches who are pontificating and only know the facts about a whole lot of bullshit and only want to come up here and tell you allegedly how good their lives are, that you're entertainment for them? What does that do for you? What has that done for the beef sector? Acting like these nobodies are so important. What has that done for the beef sector? What did that do to get your ass up to vote? Where do you find yourself today? Letting motherfuckers tell you that you're their entertainment and you're all bums. But they never came out here and told you one fucking word about the peril we would find ourselves in 45 and 47 were put back in office. I'm just asking. Is this thing on? I don't see not one comment. Not one comment. Hey, Nappy Child. Auntie Donna is not satisfied. I don't see one comment. Hey, Nappy Child, Dr. Soapy. Now, then you have the ex or current love affection of this dumb bitch who comes out in the last hour and tells you, after me pining on, telling you guys that what is going to happen if we get this fool back in the office. Now we got him coming at the last hour. Oh, you guys better vote. It's very imperative that you vote. If this is going to be something else at the you got 30, I think it was the day before the election, actually, that he comes out with this strong message of you better do this. I'm telling you, It's going to be horror, but had absolutely no fact, no information, no understanding that in most states you could not just show up and register to vote. Had no forewarning for you to go and check when the time was up for you to register to vote. But he's giving some heartfelt warning to you to vote the night before the election. Let this sink in. And these people want to act as if they are more intelligent than anybody else in the beef sector. So what happened in the beef sector? We heard a whole lot of Trumpism. We heard dumb bitches with no teeth. Even on yesterday, say that she was glad that Trump was in office because he will do something about Tulsa. But no doubt, I warned the gays as well. I warned the gays as well. I didn't hear any gays in this sector saying how imperative it would be. And the gays needed to get together and get the word out and vote. I didn't hear any of those stories come from any of the gays over here about their peril, their personal peril, including Jay Wilson as he skimmed the topics of what would be important in this election. Not, but he can't even say that he's gay. So God forbid he cannot say that the author of Project 2025 said that the best he could tell you that other countries are doing it correctly by imprisoning the gays. And you think, but beef sector's enough. Let me just wash myself in beef sector gossip, and I will be all right because God got me. God got me. Okay. I just want to be entertained in the beef sector. I just come here for entertainment. This is an entertainment apparatus. This is also an information apparatus. So everybody wants to go to the clown show in the beef sector. Is this what's going on? Everybody wants to be a part of the clown show. Everybody wants to lie and put illness on people and try to dox people personal information because they are a part of the clown show that cannot give you people any information. So let's try to make it seem like the person who gives out information on her show is a bad person. But what have they proved? They proved that they are silly bitches. What bad thing was allegedly revealed about Ronnie Q? A whole fucking show dedicated to Ronnie Q. What bad thing was it revealed about Ronnie Q? Not a goddamn thing. See, these are niggas. These are ignorant ass niggas. And they try to take your attention off of Ronnie Q. These are whole motherfucking Uncle Tom ass bitches who wants the attention off of Ronnie Q, who gives you information that we wouldn't have found ourselves in the situation that we find ourselves in today. Because Ronnie Q was giving you information. Yeah, I did beef sector stuff, but it's a time to stop acting a fool. But fools, real fools, don't know when it's time to stop being a fool. So here we find ourselves today. Ronnie Q, what are you talking about, by God? Hey, Candy Cane, good to see you. Grand Rising, Dr. Sophie. Let's talk about our elite veteran who I can't wait till Trump get back in office. Our elite veteran. So, elite veteran, do you know that the people that he's putting over the heads of these departments don't want to give you veterans a goddamn thing? They don't give a fuck that you fought for this country. They don't give a fuck that you were willing to fight for this country. They're looking for ways to cut benefits of those of you who were injured in the service. They don't care about you. And these people who just choose to try to think that it sounds elite to say that they wanted 45, 47 in office, back in office, they did not say one policy issue as to being the reason that they wanted this motherfucker back in office. Not one policy issue. Because they wanted to, the only thing that they could say, they tried to make it seem like they got rich under this person. And it also really was interesting for this sweater tongue motherfucker who was spouting the greatness of the Trump era. It was also curious how he got a traveling buddy. All of a sudden, we see pictures of common shit traveling. He gets a traveling buddy who used to do the news. This traveling buddy used to have at least enough guts to do the news. But then that traveling buddy got quiet. That traveling buddy was not giving you political information like he always used to do. And then that traveling buddy started talking dumb shit. Then that traveling buddy started even attacking me as if he could. Okay, so this traveling buddy is now sitting over there trying to restart up the news. What the fuck you trying to restart up the news for now? Would the news would have been more better that people knew what was coming? But no. Let me shut my mouth up. I am willing to sell this whole country out to shut my mouth, to travel with a sweater mouth motherfucker who is a 45, 47 supporter. So I just won't say anything with my gay ass. I won't say anything about the agenda that is on the books for gays via Project 2025. Because I'm traveling with the best kept secret in YouTube. So I will shut my mouth. Well, today there are only two genders. Trans people are not acknowledged in any your driver's license, your jobs, your passport, nothing. Two, they are not interchangeable. That's what the executive order said. Period. We don't want about. There's no. What would you prefer to be identified as? Question ever again. It's going to be male or female. Period. Would you prefer to be called they, we? None of that more. No, that's over with. See, because your gays, while they just decided to shut the fuck up about the real news, that what would happen if 45, 47 got in line, they demurred to a motherfucker who tried to pretend like Trump was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And they shut the fuck up about giving you the news. I haven't seen one gay person. Did I say this already? One gay person, including the skim, the top of the headlines, Jay Wilson, come out here and try to rally all these gay people. What they say, the beef sector is filled with gay men. I haven't heard one gay man try to rally and try to tell the gays why it would be so important just for them to understand the agenda of Project 2025. Oh, but I'm sure they do now. And if they had listened to the things that I was telling them, but no, they need to go to hear, need to go to hear gossip. They need to go hear the bullshit. They need to go to hear shit that it's not going to affect them and how they live their life. And 9 times out of 10 ain't nothing but a motherfucking play. Ain't nothing but some bullshit. They need to find out what's going on with Brooks and Peels, the biggest bullshit of it all. And Malik, the biggest bullshit of it. Okay. But therefore they may have missed that the Project 2025 people, the author who was involved in writing the rules of what they want for the gay people, because they want this to be a Christian nation. They want this nation to be built up on Christian principles. So all of you gay people who are married today, all of you gay people who don't have to worry about where your property is going, you got married for the rights that uh regular that us that all of you people who got married for the security that marriage gives you, that your house can go to your husband, and all that's over. All of that's over. All of that, you're gonna be like James Cleveland, who wanted all his property to go to his gay lover, but his family, ostracized him, was the one who picked over all of his riches and left his lover destitute. Yeah, you're going back to those days, motherfuckers. But you'll know what's happening in the beef sector with all the rest of these motherfuckers who ain't doing a goddamn thing. With all these intelligent bitches who think that they are the trilogy of the beef sector and you must go through them. And talk about they don't even vote. They don't even. Do you think any of those people in the trilogy voted? No, they didn't. I don't think so. I'm telling you what I think. You got a bitch laying up with a nigga who got 8 kids and no job. Do you think that this bitch was intelligent enough to vote? Do you think that she even want better for her life? You cannot want better for your life if you got a nigga with no job and 8 kids laying up in your house after 15 minutes after allegedly meeting him. If it's not the same nigga, it's the class of nigga that you can only pick living up in your house. We know she's had that type of nigga in her house. So if it ain't the same nigga, it's the same type of nigga. So do you think that she felt it important to vote for anybody when she cares that little about her actual life? That the nigga is living with her. He said it. And she tried to come out the next day and say, no, that's not true. Well, how you telling a nigga go to bed? Well, that to go to bed mean go home. If a nigga wasn't living with me and I want him to go home, go to bed, I'll tell him to go home. I wouldn't just say go to bed. Cause you're talking too much while I'm broadcasting in my house. I would tell him go home. She meant to go to bed. Go to bed. I provided a bed for you. Go to it. I have provided a roof over your head. Go to bed. No comments? No comments. Okay. Oh, if there are comments. Hey, Bush baby. Okay. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Very sad. They mad, y'all. Ronnie Hugh, okay, great for you. And I hope you are happy with all of the things that are coming down the pipe. I am so happy for you. Who gives a fuck who you voted for? Cuss me out, girl. Please. Please, life is going to curse you out. Okay. Okay. So sad. Okay. My husband is a retired vet, and I'm so nervous for us. Exactly. Okay. Let me see what you think. Trump has zero respect for our servicemen and women. Zero. Exactly zero. Or law enforcement, Nappy Child has chimed in. So let's not. Okay. All of these pardons. Do you know that one of the people who were pardoned is already back in jail, right? For being a felon in with the possession of a gun. Let me pull that story up for you right quick. Well, that'll be the first thing we'll play. So, do you think that they let all of these people out for no reason? No, in my opinion, these people were set free to actually make their ranks bigger. These people who tried to overthrow the actual government were released to make their ranks of hate bigger. Okay, so let me find what I want to share with you. Okay, okay, here we go. Let me share screen. I gotta remove my banner. Let's get into it.
Daniel Ball, he's one of the January 6th insurrectionists, violent ones who Donald Trump freed as. So this right here is Daniel Ball. He's one of the January 6th insurrectionists, one of the violent ones who Donald Trump freed as part of his executive order. The thing is, the second that he was freed by Donald Trump and pardoned by Donald Trump, he went right back to jail. Let me explain. So within 24 hours after being released from prison by Donald Trump, he was sent back to jail for violating the law for illegal possession of a firearm by a felon. All in addition to what he did on January 6th, had 3 prior felony convictions: domestic violence, battery by strangulation, resisting law enforcement with violence, and battery against a law enforcement officer. Back the blue, huh? That's the thing about Trump's party.
It's not
These weren't
done.
just people who happened to be moseying about around the Capitol on January 6th. Many of these people are violent criminals who have not only on January 6th, but at other times of their life, violently assaulted police officers. An insider reported that when Donald Trump was thinking about who he should pardon, he ultimately said the following: "Eff it, release them all." I'm sure this is just going to be the first case of one of the violent insurrectionists who Donald Trump released heading back to prison. To stay up to date on all the news, make sure you're following us right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop.
We've also had another day of Republicans just being fundamental.
Hold on. I want to drop that link. So let me shrink this and go back. That's the Midas touch.
So this right here is Daniel Ball. He's one of.
You're not gonna hear. Did you hear any of that on your big media stations? No, you didn't hear nothing about this. This is why you need to actually find some independent media that is not beholden to the mighty dollar, to lying to the people. That's the link. That's to the link to the Midas Touch independent media. If you want independent media, if you want to continue to watch CNN, MSNBC, who can't even put the words to what was done behind the president podium when Elon Musk stood behind the presidential podium, continue to watch for-profit media. Continue. Did you hear that story anywhere? I'm just giving you information. That's all I'm doing. So I gave you that information. So why am I speaking this way? Hey, Queenie. Okay. Ronnie Q, I watched this yesterday. Oh, let me remove that. Okay. So thank you, Queenie. At least you've seen it. It's not high. Okay. It doesn't look like you guys are talking. So that's why I'm just like waiting. But the red thing isn't showing up to show you're talking. I love the Midas touch. Legacy media. That's that what you call it? Okay. Now the reason why back to why they let them out to recruit more people. So what happened today? What happened yesterday? So Trump tried to give an executive order to repeal the affirmative action. You know the bill that was signed into law in 1964 and signed in 1965 to give Black people an equal chance at employment, at housing, at banking. That law. So I want to give you guys some concrete information what this executive order can and cannot do. So basically, even though he he gave an executive order to end all DEI, and they had to have a list of names. So they're taking lists. They had to have a list of names of everyone who worked for the federal government who were a part of the DEI program. Now, they weren't specific if they were just a part of the program that was enacted to teach the company how to be more uh, diverse in their hiring tactics, and training. He wasn't specific. He said all people involved in DEI. So, do you think that they are not going through there and and taking all of the people who they suspect are DEI hires? You remember they wanted to tell you that every black person that was in a high ranking position were DEI hires. And up and including Kamala Harris, who was not a hire. She was voted in. But they continued to tell you that she was an unqualified DEI hire. And people ran with that. I heard an ignorant bitch say that over here in the beef sector that she was unqualified and she wasn't intelligent. Let that sink in. I can't remember who that was. That she was unintelligent and she was a DEI hire. So, do you think that in the federal government they are not going to? And he said that they are going to put all DEI hires on paid administrative leave until they figure out what to do with them or are able to fire them. So, do you think that they're only talking about the people who ran the DEI programs and training? No. So, in essence, people are going to lose their job because now this thing that they're calling DEI, that was signed in by a executive order, in fact, by Lyndon Johnson back in 1964, I believe. And no other president decided to touch this. And the only part that they will be able to actually legally touch is the part where Lyndon Johnson signed the executive order allowing for diversity in government contracts. So he made his executive order about all employees, not people who are receiving government. So that it will be okay for the government to only hire white people. These very lucrative government contracts. As of today, it's going to be okay that they discriminate against who they give these contracts to, and no black people can get these lucrative contracts. Well, Ronnie Q, were they giving lucrative contracts to black people anyway? Yes, they were. The black people who got government contract, I think that the amount that they were given, I think it was $9 billion worth of government contract. I don't want to say trillion because I think I'm gonna say billion to be safe. So yes, they were getting government contracts, but as of today, any black person who's going up to get one of these lucrative government contracts can be discriminated against, and there's not going to be a thing that anybody can do about it. And he wants all DEI people to be removed from their jobs and put on personal leave until they can figure out a way to get rid of them, put them back into the workforce, or fire them. So, they're going to look at any black person who has a managerial type of position as a DEI hire. If you're a manager, they probably look at every black person that even's working in some agency. Depends on how. And they said that you have to, if you think that they're hiding these DEI people under other titles and positions, you can turn them in. So now we're turning in, kind of like they told the people to turn in the Jewish people. So they want you to turn in these people if you think that they're hiding them. So like this person has been in working here prior to all of this DEI talk. This person has been working here for the past 20 years. What no DEI talk 20 years ago, but there was but there was the affirmative action law. But so there, you're going to be able to put anything. If you think they're hiding in other agencies, and spill on them, tell on them, point your finger at them, drag them out of their jobs. Okay, so I'm not a professional. Hey, Miss Tony. Yes. So, this is where we're at. Hey, Baron, thank you for being here. Yes. Okay. Now I tried to give you the most information I could about Project 2025. Like I say, they say that the beef sector is full of gay black men. I heard no gay black men giving you any type of details about voting. The only gay black men who gave details about voting was Sweater Tongue. And Project 2025 author said that the best remedy that they've seen, the person who was the person who was overriding the section about gays said the best solution that he's seen is in other nations where they put the gays in jail. But in the beef sector, where everybody is so elite, and elite motherfuckers who are actual veterans don't understand that they don't want the veterans to get anything, and the best thing that they're going to do with your ass is put your ass in jail for being gay. That's the best solution that is in Project 20. It's in writing. But hey, don't listen to Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q is such a bad person. We're doxing Ronnie Q, and Ronnie Q had the audacity to say this is an adult conversation. Just kidding. And Ronnie Q is a horrible person. We have to get the attention off of Ronnie Q's channel. Don't you see how horrible Ronnie Q is? We're gonna have a whole surviving Ronnie Q series, and this is the best that we can have. A jilted gay saying that Ronnie Q lived an alternative lifestyle. A jilted gay saying that Ronnie Q was assaulted by a man. Isn't that funny? Oh, it's Ronnie Q. She was assaulted by a co-worker. Isn't that funny that Ronnie Q was assaulted by a man? And then we have the Oracle coming up. That's why you was assaulted by that man. So, if this was true, so you have people, dumb people out here, and let's be true. Let's be real clear. Let's be real clear. The motives behind the bullshit. Look at everyone who came up with a motherfucker who said that I actually had a stroke. And one of the bitches said, why don't you tell the truth? You told someone that. How would he know? How would he know? You've been talking behind the scenes. That's how he know. I've never had a stroke. But he decided to lie, and I was browbeat by a dumb bitch telling me that he knew because I said it. Let's be clear. But while y'all looking at, so Ronnie Q is horrible. Ronnie Q is horrible. So let's go look at dumb shit. Don't give do not come to Ronnie Q's channel. It's too many people coming to Ronnie Q's channel. So let's try to sully her name. Where was the sullying in all of this bullshit of the surviving Ronnie Q series? Where was the sullying of Ronnie Q's name? Where did you hear that Ronnie Q did people wrong, stole from people? Where was the sullying of Ron? I think the sullying came in the name of the people who came up there with this bullshit. This bullshit. Reveling in a lie that I was beaten up by a man, one of my co-workers. I think the sullying of the names were the people who reveled in the fact that just because somebody who Ronnie Hugh don't fuck with said that a male co-worker assaulted her to the point that she had seizures, that was good fodder, that was good a good chuckle, to the point that this Oracle, who is all poor black power and all this shit, thought that she was doing a read on me. That's why that man assaulted you, and that's why that man he did that to you. Okay, so that is obviously a person who can find a way to figure out that it is okay for a man to assault you. That is a good thing. So obviously this any person who can believe that the reason of your being is the reason someone assaulted you. Her whole point was that she got caught in a lie. So that's why me catching her in the lie, that's why a man allegedly beat me on my job. And she thought that was some cute fodder that she was bringing up. Is that it? You have to look at the lack of intelligence of these people over here who are mad. What are they mad about? Because you came to my channel and got up on my channel and lied. I just showed the lie that you told. What you mad about? Quit lying. All of these motherfuckers, and she's talking about the Gilded Age and all of this shit. Bitch, talk about what fucking came down yesterday, you dumb bitch. Motherfuckers can't forewarn you. We don't need you to say, I don't know. I'm scared. It's going to be a mess. Because you can't talk intelligently about the mess that it is actually going to be. You were unable to enunciate and give details about the mess that is now in our laps. Okay, so anybody who came over here, you know that, hey, I gave you information, I gave you details, and here we are. Here we are with a whole bunch of niggas who decided that it was more advantageous to look as if they were some elite motherfuckers and have no information, or to look as if they were some elite unicorn Negroes and not vote in their actual interest. So here we are. Okay, where are we? Here we are. Okay, here we go. Let me see what else you guys are saying. Hey, DC Kool-Aid, good morning to you. I'm also scared for my stepbrother. He's Latino and not a 47 supporter. He's an engineer for the Navy and has a managerial position. His wife also works for the Department of the Navy. I'm so frustrated, as you should be. Grand Rising, Truth and Reason, Fedora, Grand Rising. He didn't base his cabinet picks based on merit. I've already talked about that. He says that it's going to be a merit-based hiring, and he has how do they say meritocracy? So that means that everything is going to be based on merit. But he has Pete Sedgwick set to be over the Department of Defense, the defense secretary, with the largest budget in the United States, over $850 billion, who was found to mismanage the accounts of the two nonprofit veteran organizations that he worked for, so horribly that they fired him from one, and the other one, their books were so done so badly that they had to have a what is that? Not just a regular audit. They had to hold on. One second. I've never been audited. They had to have one of those. What is the real tedious audit, or a real deep audit of the company? I can't remember what type of audit it was. That was done to fall out with you, like how would they know? Obviously, you told someone running you. You obviously been talking behind the scenes. How would he know? A fake medical condition that is put on me, and a bitch gonna tell me that this is what I told someone behind the scenes. Something that I never had. It just idiots. Idiots, I tell you. Okay, Miss Ronnie Q, we are living through unprecedented times. This has been 60 years in the making, and it's all by design. I'm staying informed, and I implore everyone, please do the same. I do as well. Yes, I was. I definitely was upset about the illegal immigrants. I was upset that the fact that in America you had to speak Spanish to get many jobs in California. Yes, I was very upset with that. Was I upset about the high prices? Yes, but I understood that high prices was a result from us being locked up in COVID, and I understood at the high prices was just not a United States of America thing. The high prices was a worldwide thing, which the United States handled far better. Was number one in keeping price down better than anyone else in the world. So were you upset that the United States high prices weren't as high as they got all over the world based upon this COVID situation that we found ourselves in? Why? Are you upset that even after this COVID situation, that 47 has taken the United States out of the World Health Organization because he's just going to put Robert Kennedy Jr. with no medical experience, who told everybody to take ibuprofen for their COVID symptoms, a horse dewormer? Are you worried about that? Are you worried about that Trump? He has said that he don't want no organization like the EPA, the Food and Drug Administration, the any health departments to make any to put out any new information or updates or statuses until he tells them at the height of this new bird flu coming in. Are you worried about that? Are you worried about that? Were you upset about the crime bill? Yes, I was definitely. Did you? Obviously, you have not watched my channel. So what are you talking to me about the crime bill? Were you worried about the criminals that he just let out and gave pardons to? Were you worried about that? What the fuck the crime bill got to do with today? What the fuck does the crime bill have to do with today when they rescinded a whole lot of shit that was in the crime bill? Just like they're rescinding a whole lot of rights for black people today. What the crime bill got to do with today? Were you upset about the criminals that he let out from trying to overthrow the government, Miss Carrie, or whatever the fuck your name is? Forensic audit. Thank you. Now now that he has been placed over a $800 billion budget. Miss Carrie, are you upset about that? Another question. Didn't scold Biden about his horrible racist past during the 2020 primary debates? I don't remember the 2020 primary debates, but let's keep it above. Wasn't him and was it Arlen Specter or somebody good buddies? There was room to be scolded about that. Yes, there was room to be scolded about that. And if you were in a fight with him, wouldn't you bring that up? Isn't that something that you would bring up? So are we going to pretend like if you're fighting a primary with somebody, you want to show them in the worst light? Okay, so when you get the VP position, and it is your opinion that they have changed. Okay, so it is what it is, bitch. The fuck you think this is? Okay. I don't enjoy the false equivalent debates that are reductive and finger point, but offer no tangible resolutions. All of those arguments are white supremacy talking points. Exactly. These cunts asking dumb questions, but aren't concerned that we have a racist felon and a woman as your president. But they're not concerned about that. They're still talking about Joe Biden. Ronnie Hugh, I'm in the back. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Peace to all. Stay in the front, Liz. Okay. Ronnie Q, do you know if SB training position includes DEI training for the government? Okay. So what I'm saying is Trump said a lot of racist things, but Biden actually crafted legislation that Bill Clinton signed into law that hurt many black people in this country. Stop the hypocrisy. Where's the hypocrisy? Yes, Biden crafted legislation that crack cocaine would be, you would get 5 times the penalty for the same amount of cocaine that put a lot of black people in jail. How am I going to know that? But those schedules and the what do you call it? Where they have no choice in the sentence that they are going to give you. These blanket sentences that were set out. But are we going to act as if that wasn't the fervor of the land? Are we going to act as if they were pushed that way by people saying something has to be done with this? We need to get tough on crime. Aren't the Republicans the tough on crime people? Are we going to act like that isn't a thing? Girl, bye. And the scheduling of the difference in the crack cocaine and the if I want to be right, and the powdered cocaine, I'm sure that they have erased that. I don't know if they've erased it for the people who got those mandatory minimal sentences, but I know that they have erased that difference. So hopefully they have erased the difference, and these people who got these mandatory minimals for counting crack cocaine 5 times higher. I don't know. I'll be honest. I do not know. No, it was over 3,500. He had pardoned 2,500 non-violent drug offenders in retribution for his 30-year-old son. No, it wasn't in retribution for his 30-year-old son. It was in retribution of his drug program, his actual law that he put into order. So it was that crime bill that it was in retribution of his crime bill, and he had also the day before or 2 days before he had actually pardoned over 1,000 more in retribution for his crime bill. As a matter of fact, Miss Kiri Ba. Okay, I ain't got no problem with it. I was just waiting, see what happened. Good morning. Happy New Year, Corey. Lover. Miss seeing you. Hope all is well. Yes, we definitely hope all is well. Trump and you are the biggest hypocrites. Okay, so let me got me blocking, and I don't block. Keep it respectful. Grand Rising, Verbal Assassin. If you guys haven't watched Verbal Assassin, she was very informative yesterday. She had to curse someone out yesterday, but then you got to go over there and check it out. I didn't see her third live. I just realized she had a third live up when I was going to bed. Some was supposed to be in sin, i.e. the crime bill. Okay. Damn, she left, but she saw my message. Girl, you got trolls early. You know when you talking, is that dear self on a troll account? Probably is. Probably is. Okay. Oh, that's a blast from the past. Another dummy trying to tout the values of Donald Trump. So let's see what we're talking about today. Why am I talking about this? Okay. Let me see. I told you all about Project 2025. I already gave you the link to Midas Touch. This is the link to this thing. This old guy, he gets a little long in the jaw, so I'm going to try to start it at a point of importance. He is a book writer, and he tried to break down all of the chapters of Project 2025 and how they would affect our actual lives. So if you want to go over and check it out, but I want you to hear how these Project 2025 missions are being implemented right now. So let's check this out.
I think it's inevitable that they are going to rush through as much of this as possible. You see it already with the nominees. And I get the feeling in a really ominous way that what Democrats are doing, I watched the Hegseth hearings, the Bondi hearings, they are just preserving for the historical record why we tried to stop this. There really isn't much hope using the legislative levers of power of stopping this juggernaut. A lot of what's in Project 2025 is going to come to pass, but we need to be clear-eyed and loud in declaring that this is wrong and Americans are going to pay the price for it. And even if some of it's inevitable, we're going to speak out.
Yeah. And one thing on that is not all of it is going to be unpopular. But when people start to see, and I have a chapter on what happens to, working families in Pennsylvania if they do the labor tax that they spell out. I have a chapter on what will happen if they truly get rid of the Department of Education and replace funding for schools in need, be they rural or urban, with vouchers that go to basically the most well-off families in suburbs. I spell that out. And here's why it's also important that we lay all this stuff out there. Because if people see this stuff, it's actually really unpopular. It's the way we could win in 26. If it all goes by so quickly and we don't take the time to say, the reason your local school is now charging you $1,000 to play football is because the money is going to a private school to mainly pay for families that were already going to that private school, or the attack on your wages or your pension or the way they're screwing you over on overtime is because of what they're doing. The truth is, if we do that right, that bill or mass deportation and tariffs have skyrocketed your grocery prices, including eggs. You add all that up, and all of a sudden, that also isn't just the record, but it's also the materials that smart people running for office in 25 and 26 can use to show people they're being screwed, maybe by the person they voted for, maybe by the state rep or congressman they voted for. So let's turn it around real quick as soon as 26. If we let all this fly by and don't point that out, we actually might lose some opportunities to point out just how flawed a lot of their policies are and how much everyday people are going to pay the price for those policies.
If you find yourself walking less and feeling bloated,
hold on one second. So they hope to do this very quickly.
Politics and the future of this country. I understand that sometimes you just need a break. We all do. Or as well, really strong arguments. I mean, one of the most frustrating things for me is that Trump is inheriting a pretty great economy. He's inheriting policies that really supported working families. He's going to take credit for all of it, even as he tries to dismantle it. Right. But we don't seem, at least at the national level, to be able to communicate effectively either what the other side is doing to hurt average Americans or what we're doing to help them.
You know, it's a fair question. Do you know who I'm most confident? I'm most confident when people like you run in the community you live in. And so my hope, which you did, my hope.
Blame for that kind of thing to Trump and MAGA.
Well, as we should. But once Trump's policies start showing what he's going to actually do to these communities, I think there'll be an opportunity to really message well if we're on the ground doing it effectively.
We've got to find a way to assign the blame for that kind of thing to Trump and MAGA, because this happens again and again and again. We have these great local candidates who win on local issues.
Okay. Maybe that's not the one. I'm sorry. Maybe that's not the one that I really wanted to show you. So let me see. Now let's see exactly what this executive order actually meant. So I'm going to present this so you can be clear. You can know what this executive order that he tried to appeal affirmative action really means. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And you just, you're going to have a whole lot of people just saying things and they're not going to have the facts. But I'm going to let you understand this. Okay, here we go.
That's a big deal.
Okay, let me, he speaks very slowly. I'm going to speed him up just a tad. I think this is where I want to be.
But the 1964 Civil Rights Act is still very much alive.
Hold on.
Okay, let me say it again. I want you to understand that an executive order cannot mortgage to buying a house to renting an apartment.
Hold on. Here we go.
Here. And I see the lower third I didn't put. I was trying to get up here so fast. Did Trump terminate 1964 civil rights? What I wanted to put there was Civil Rights Act. But anyway. All right, let's go to another screen. And this, you've heard me say in the past that Trump was going to go after civil rights. You've seen me say it. And that is precisely what is happening. And unfortunately, I believe more of that is to come, right? So let's remember the 1964 Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act of 65, the Fair Housing Act of 68. Those are three landmark pieces of legislation that are extremely important for us on an every.
Hold on. Mariah Carey, who are you talking to? Who is this Mariah Carey talking to? Oh, you must have been talking to that other person. Okay, thank you. All right, let me continue. I was behind in the chat, and I saw that. I was like, "Excuse me."
Basis. Those pieces of legislation deal with everything from getting a mortgage to buying a house.
The hardest.
Hold on. Let me get through this commercial. Here we go. All right. I'm not going to interrupt anymore.
Think about Rudy Giuliani. All right. Now, that said, let's now talk about whether Trump terminated the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Okay. All right. I'm going to pull up something here. And I see the lower third. I didn't put, I was trying to get up here so fast. Did Trump terminate 1964 civil rights? What I wanted to put there was Civil Rights Act. But anyway. All right, let's go to another screen. And this, you've heard me say in the past that Trump was going to go after civil rights. You've seen me say it. And that is precisely what is happening. And unfortunately, I believe more of that is to come, right? So let's remember the 1964 Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act of 65, the Fair Housing Act of 68. Those are three landmark pieces of legislation that are extremely important for us on an everyday basis. Those pieces of legislation deal with everything from getting a mortgage to buying a house to renting an apartment to employment to so many different things that we take for granted because we don't know that they are there protecting our civil rights. Well, MAGA thinks that those civil rights are unfair to them. They think it's reverse discrimination when we African Americans exercise our civil rights. So they want to.
And we're going to look at this order because this is actually in 40, 45, 47's executive order. He wants to, oh my God, stop discrimination against white people. This is actually in his executive order. Now, this gentleman right here, he's an attorney, a civil rights attorney. So you know where you're getting this information from. Let's continue.
To get rid of civil rights. And so Trump is doing all that he can or a lot with these executive orders. But do keep in mind that an executive order cannot supersede the Constitution, and an executive order cannot, hear me closely, cannot supersede a federal statute. And the 1964 Civil Rights Act is a federal statute. So some folks are out here thinking that he revoked the Civil Rights Act of 1964 today. He did not. What he did was he issued an executive order. He did not and he cannot. What he did do is he issued an executive order that rescinded an executive order that was issued by Lyndon Baines Johnson in 1965. Okay, let me say it again. I want you to understand that what he did today, what Trump did today with this executive order, ending illegal discrimination and restoring merit-based opportunity, is he used this to rescind several, not just Lyndon Johnson's 1965 executive order, but several. Clinton, one that Clinton did, Obama did, and so on. But this one is the most problematic, all right? Because just undoing something that Lyndon Johnson did back in the 60s to dismantle Jim Crow, that's a big deal. But the 1964 Civil Rights Act is still very much alive.
Okay, so are we clear? The 1964 Civil Rights Act is still in effect. The only thing that he removed is Lyndon Johnson's executive orders that 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 no other president decide to remove. So let's see what those executive orders that Lyndon Johnson put on top of the 1964 Civil Rights Act mean. But let's understand that look at how they have dismantled the voting rights. So let's be clear. He's not done with it. He just cannot erase it with an executive order is all I want you to know. But what can he erase with this executive order? Let's get into it.
Now, are they going to go? Are they going to try to dismantle and gut the Civil Rights Act of 64 like they have already done the Voting Rights Act of 65? I believe so. I believe so. All right. Now, I want us to look at some specific language here. Okay. So let's read here section 1. I think you all can see this pretty good. Section 1, purpose. Long-standing federal civil rights laws protect individual Americans from discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. These civil rights protections serve as a bedrock supporting equality of opportunity for all Americans. As president, I have a solemn duty to ensure that these laws are enforced for the benefit of all Americans. Now, you see I have highlighted here. Let me see if I can make it larger.
Oh, wow. Hold on.
Listen up, you penny pinchers. Since you seem to think our fire blanket is just so expensive, we had to create an insane deal just so you can experience an insane deal in your home. That's right, so you can experience this incredible flash.
Yet today, roughly 60 years after the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, critical and influential institutions of American society, including the federal government, major corporations, financial institutions, the medical industry, large commercial airlines, law enforcement agencies, and institutions of higher education have adopted and actively used dangerous, demeaning, immoral, race, and sex-based preferences under the guise of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion, or diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, DEIA, that can violate the civil rights laws of this nation.
Now, this is in his 47 executive order. This is what this fool is saying, that after 60 years of the Civil Rights Act, people in the federal government, major corporation, financial institutions, the medical industry, where we know that we are still being treated poorly in the large commercial airlines, all of these institutions of higher education. These are all the areas that this motherfucker is saying that DEI, that having too many black faces, have disproportionately hurt white people. Let's be clear. This is Trump's executive order. Okay, we got that? Okay. And that can violate the civil rights laws of this nation. So because so many black people are allowed to be in these places and be treated equal in these places, that itself is a violation of the civil rights laws of the nation, because y'all are hurting us white people. Okay, let's continue.
So he's making the argument here in this executive order that DEI and DEIA violate the Civil Rights Act, all right, which is not accurate. Diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility were put in place to help further the Civil Rights Act, not violate the Civil Rights Act, but to help further and implement the goals, the purposes, the intent of the Civil Rights Act of 64, right? That's the spin that he and MAGA are putting out there and are using to justify, again, trying to gut various parts of the civil rights rules and regulations, okay?
Okay, let me see. Tell you what it says. Illegal DEI and DEIA policies not only violate the text and the spirit of our longstanding federal civil rights law, they also undermine our national unity as they deny, discredit, and undermine the traditional American values of hard work, excellence, and individual. I can't read further. This is what this fool got in this paper. That's because you guys are finally able to not be discriminated against. That it is somehow hurting. What is it? What was it? Traditional American values. I'll let this man finish what he's saying.
Now, let's go further. All right, and here is what I want you to see. Section 3. Terminating illegal discrimination in the federal government. All right. The following executive actions are hereby revoked. Now, the first thing I want you to notice is this does not say the following civil rights statutes are revoked. It's not what it says.
So we're clear that he cannot revoke the Civil Rights Act of 1964 because it is a statute. It is not an executive order. Only he can only suspend executive orders. He cannot suspend a statute, which is what the Civil Rights Act is. He cannot erase that with an executive order. If there were some executive orders put on top of that to help enhance it, he can rescind those executive orders. So let's be clear.
Because again, he can't do that by executive order. What it says is the following executive actions. In other words, the executive actions or orders of a president before him, a preceding president, in this case, Lyndon Johnson. So he revokes, for example, Executive Order 12898, February 11, 1994. That was put in place by Clinton. He revoked the Presidential Memorandum of October 15, 2016.
Let me show you what Executive Order Clinton put in. The one of 1994, federal action to address environmental justice in minority population and low income population. So he has rescinded that. So they're not going to have any more environmental justice. You know, the Flint water situation, the dumping of toxins near and around in minority populations and low income populations. That's been rescinded. So they will be able to pollute in minority populations. Okay, let me see if there's any other one I want you to see that he's rescinded. He's only able to rescind these because these were executive order. Okay. Equal employment opportunity in the federal government, and he terminating. He may not be able to terminate this. Equal employment opportunity in the federal government and executive order 11246, equal employment opportunity. So it's an executive order. He can rescind it. October 5th, 2016, promoting diversity and inclusion in the national security workforce. Okay, he's rescinded that. Federal contracting process shall be streamlined to enhance speed and efficiency, reduce costs, and reduce federal subcontractors to comply with our Civil Rights Act accordingly. So it is not streamlined if we're able to give contract to minorities. So we need to streamline that. And it's easier, we don't have to worry about those little pesky discrimination lawsuits if we just only give it all to all whites. Let's continue.
Lyndon Johnson. So he revokes, for example, Executive Order 12898, February 11, 1994. That was put in place by Clinton. He revoked the presidential memorandum of October 15, 2016. But the one that I want you to see is highlighted. Executive Order 11246 of September 24th, 1965. Equal employment opportunity is hereby revoked. For 90 days from the date of this order, federal contractors may continue to comply with the regulatory scheme in effect on January 20th, 2025. Now, Executive Order 11246 had to do, it's done now. It had to do with federal contracting. Federal contracting. Okay? Federal contracting. Now, you may ask, well, what about the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and so forth that is a part of the Civil Rights Act of 64? That's still in place. This deals with federal contracting.
Yeah, the EEOC is in fact still in place, but they want to change it where the EEOC don't take any data on discrimination policies based on race. So let's be clear about that. While it's still in effect, and these are some of these agencies that they want an unelected person to scale down and all of that stuff. I talked about this yesterday. They do not want any data taken in about discrimination. So let me get to the point where he explains how these blacks not being able to get these contracts.
Watch what eating before bed does to your skin.
Will affect us. So I'm gonna get to it. Okay, how much money we'll lose by not getting contracts? Okay.
Equity and federal contracting. So if you look to, I don't know if it's right or left based on whether you're reading it, but you see the categories down at the bottom: black owned, Hispanic owned, minority owned, women or woman owned. Okay. Now let's look at black owned. The blue bar just talks about how many blacks, it just shows us how many blacks were registered to get federal contracts. Right beside it, you can't see it, it's there, is a small bar that's orange, and that talks about how many overall federal contracts blacks received. All right, this was released in 2021, and you see it was not much. In fact, it was only 1.3% of the federal contracts. That year, blacks only got 1.3% of federal contracts and all federal contracts, but got about 7% of Department of Labor contracts. And that was about half the number of blacks who were registered.
So of the contracts of those 1.5%, 7% were in the Department of Labor. Hispanics is right here. You see how many Hispanics right here were had licenses. They got more, but they had fewer licenses, but they got less of the Department of Labor contracts. Now, minority-owned businesses, this is how many were licensed to get something. If that means black and Hispanics and women, but this is how much they got in contracts. But when you combine them together, this is how much they got. But this is how much they got in what did I say? In the all of their contracts
of Department of Labor contracts.
Department of Labor. Okay, now
Department of Labor contracts. And then if we go over to woman or women-owned or woman-owned business, you see the blue bar, that is how many women were registered for federal contracts. The orange, how many received all federal, any type of federal contract. And then again, the horizontal bars, that tells us the percentage of the Department of Labor contracts.
Now we must know in this women, the white women are included in this women's statistic as well. But overall, the minority owned, they actually get more contracts from the Department of Labor, way more than just women only. This is just not minority women; these are white women as well. They have a little over more of the licenses and stuff, but you see the women get more of all of these statistics. The women get more money, more contracts, because it's white women included in this. So of course they're going to get more but that's not a bad thing. Let's see how much this little piddly line that you can barely see is giving you. Okay. And also, white women are included, and black women and Mexican women are included in this. But they're getting more because, of course, white women are included in it. So let's be clear. Okay. So let's continue.
So, with Trump revoking or rescinding Lyndon Johnson's executive order, the federal government is no longer obligated to consider the race of the person who wants the contract. So essentially, the federal government can basically hire all white federal contractors, and that executive order will not be there to help them. Now, that doesn't mean that if a group of blacks said, "Hey, we're being discriminated against," it doesn't mean that they can't bring a lawsuit under some other federal law. All right, like the 14th Amendment. Or the Fifth Amendment, because the 14th Amendment typically applies to states. It applies to states. The Fifth Amendment, its equal protection clause applies to the federal government. All right. And then there are other federal laws that they could use to also bring discrimination lawsuits. So they just don't have Lyndon Johnson's executive order any longer to say, hey, you discriminated against me, and I'm going to bring a claim against you under that particular executive order. So keep in mind, too, that executive orders can be challenged in court. Congress can overturn them, and they typically will be rescinded anyway once that president leaves. Or they can stay, like Lyndon Johnson's executive order lasted from 1969 until Trump was reelected. That's something. All these presidents since 65 did not mess with that executive order requiring that blacks get a fair shot at federal contracts. No other president except Trump and MAGA. All right, that's just amazing. All right, now let me just look here at some of the.
Wait a minute. Let me get to his answer to how much money, even though
worst dinner for your
it's
waistline.
A peddly little amount, how much money that peddly little amount that was going to black people via government contracts. Okay, we're going to get to, that's the last thing that I want. Okay, I think he's answering it here. Hold on. See, this matter.
Yes, they told us they would. So I'm not surprised. They told us they would. She says they are moving pretty quickly. Yes, they told us they would. So I'm not surprised.
They're moving quickly. That's day 3.
They told us they would. Because remember this. The GOP has a very, very slight majority in the House. And they don't have a real big majority in the Senate either. So they're trying to do as much as they can. And, as quick as they can is what they're doing.
As quick as they can.
Folks. 2026.
As quick as they can. So we got to wait 2 years where we are able to vote in 2026. Are people going to be so lackadaisical about the vote then? I don't know. Because this is day 3. And how much money are they taking out of black pockets? Let's get to that point.
And let me say this. I definitely want to say this. A lot of people, a lot of blacks actually, they say this. They say, well, and looking at this chart, for example, they say things like, and it's typically black men who say this. Well, that ain't so important because you see, it doesn't help a lot of black people. They say it helps everybody else, but it doesn't help black people. So let them have it. Let it go. That ain't such a bad thing. I don't know why you're making such a big deal out of that. Well, let me tell you this. That little small orange bar that
this
looks
right
small
here
in comparison to others, and it is. And we got to work more, harder, and all of that to get our numbers up. But nonetheless, that small amount of federal contracts that blacks received that year, it was over $9 billion.
Okay, so I'm going to drop the link one more time. I suggest you subscribe to his show. You may have heard misinformation, so you have the exact information. So of course, I definitely believe that he is going to try to do whatever he can. And let's understand that this is a lawless person. This is a lawless person who you heard one of his nominees on yesterday. If you were over here watching the nominee for the, what was it? For his nominee for, what was that nominee for? The Office of Management and Budgets, saying that even though some things were proven law that has already gone through the Supreme Court, and this is the law of the land, that he said, well, 47 disagrees with that. So we're going to have to take a look at that as if it is possible for them to just override the law of the land. So I'm just giving you the facts of what was done with this executive order, what cannot be done with this executive order. But God, who knows? Because everyone who is working for him are loyalists, as much like Project 2025 said that they would be. So let's not act like we're not don't know that he's putting loyalists in who will do anything that he tells him to do. So there's that link. How do we know that he will put loyalists in that do anything that they say he tells them to do? Let's look at the Speaker of the House. This is a quick one.
What we are watching is the rise of Trump's rabid and unqualified cabinet, but also functionally the collapse of the Congress, held by the Republicans as a co-equal branch of government. Mike Johnson called up the Ohio Congressman Mike Turner and relieved him of his post as chairman of the Intelligence Committee on orders from Donald Trump. The Speaker is equal to the president unless he subordinates himself.
So Trump told him to get rid of this guy. Now, they are equal branches of government. Understand? And he said, okay, sir. Okay, sir. He didn't have to do it, but he said, okay, sir. So this is the Speaker of the House. If something happened to the president and the vice president, this would be the new president. And he said, okay. So this is what I'm saying.
By allowing the president to tell him what to do. When the Congress capitulates and surrenders its agency, then the balance that keeps American democracy aligned collapses. Trump isn't so much president if he commands the Congress in the way that he does. He's the Speaker, and he's the majority leader, and he's the president, which makes him a Caesar. What we are watching is the rise.
Okay, so let me show you, and some of you guys who may have been watching me, y'all remember Ayanna Pressley? She had the creators of Project 2025 in front of her, and she wanted to know, she heard about this second wave of Project 2025. After knowing what was in it, then it was discovered there was a wave to get the most done in the first 180 days of this new presidency. If this was done on day 3, can you imagine what's going to be done by the time we get 180 days in of this presidency? So, but they refused to answer her questions. I'm going to play this for you one more time, and then we're we're going to get out of here. Because I just feel it's important to be reminded as you see this stuff coming down the pike. Okay, here, I just said that. I'm not going to repeat. Okay. I think I'm going to try this one first. Oh, do I want this one first? I think I want this one. I'll do this one first. Okay.
One of their goals plainly laid out in Project 2025, a 1,000-page bucket list of extremist policies. Mr. Berry, Chapter 18 of the Project 2025 manifesto is about the Department of Labor. And you are the author of that chapter, correct?
Lead author, yes. There's others too.
Yes, you are. I believe the American public should know exactly how you and the Republican majority that invited you to testify today want to sabotage the EOC, rewrite the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and push all of us back to an era of Jim Crow racism. I'm shocked that my colleague across the aisle was in disbelief at our characterizations and assertions of racism and discrimination when even former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said the Republican side of the aisle looked like the most restrictive country club in America. We all know that Make America Great Again is about making America white only again. On the first page of Chapter 18, Project 2025 complains about how the Biden administration has been fighting for racial equity. On the next page, it calls for eliminating data collection on race and ethnicity in employment. On the page after that, it calls for rescinding an executive order signed in 1965 that prohibits discrimination in hiring by contractors. Mr. Berry,
Oh, okay. Did that happen yesterday? Did that happen yesterday? I just want to know. Did that happen yesterday? The third day of this administration? Okay, you just heard it spelled out for you. I played this clip at least 3 times prior to the election. But no, Ronnie Q is such a bad person. Let's block out Ronnie Q. Okay, let's continue.
These terrible ideas sound familiar.
They're great ideas.
These terrible ideas.
Okay, he said they're great ideas, and they're so great. Did your president? Okay, listen. He said they're great ideas, and they have been implemented on day 3. And these are the authors of the Project 2025. I hope you guys, you gay people, can find them asking them about the gay agenda for Project 2025. You will be shocked. I don't know if those questions were asked in this hearing, but you may want to try to scrub this hearing and see what's in store for you. Since you sitting up with a sweater on your motherfucking tongue thinking you talking some grand shit. Let's continue.
Ideas sound familiar? Of course they do. You came up with them. Mr. Berry, I find it shameful to advance a vision attacking the very policies and agencies that have helped Black Americans secure jobs, earn a living, and provide for our families. This Project 2025 plan is policy violence, plain and simple. Its authors have placed such a large target on the EOC because of the incredible work the EOC is doing today. Last year alone, the agency filed more than 27,000 charges of race-based discrimination. These workers and their families have a pathway to justice, accountability, and healing because of the policies and regulations that Project 2025 is trying to get rid of. Ms. Wiley, how would workers be harmed by Project 2025's commitment to undermining crucial protections that are enforced by EOC and other federal agencies?
Well, essentially, it guts the ability to both be able to have the rights and have enforcement and protection of the rights that we already have, and we've been seeing improvements and advancements when we have been enforcing them. And I'm also deeply concerned with any suggestion that we should not be collecting data or that labor rights, the rights to organize, which has been so important for workers across race, including white men, to ensure that they're getting fair wages and safe working conditions. All of these are actually in that chapter, and they threaten our workplaces for people who are white, for people of color, for people of all backgrounds in this country. And I think that's why we all need to be concerned, because it really is about all of us.
That's right. They threaten our workplaces for every person who calls this country home. EOC offers essential protections that create workplaces where all of us can thrive, but Project 2025 aspires to be the realization of a decades-long crusade by Republicans to strip away this key pillar of the Civil Rights Act. As a founding member of the Stop Project 2025 Task Force, I look forward to showing and telling the American people exactly who you are, Mr. Berry, along with your extremist friends. I urge my colleagues to join me in building the inclusive world we know to be possible, one in which everyone, is there something funny?
No.
I didn't think so. Nothing funny about this. And in honor of my departed mother and for my 15-year-old daughter, I will do everything possible to stop you from building the world that you were hell-bent on doing. I urge my colleagues to join me in building the inclusive world we know to be possible, one in which everyone can show up to work free from discrimination. Thank you. I yield back.
Chair,
okay. So I gave you this information before the election. That's all I'm just trying to give you the information. God forbid that all I do is play videos because I'm unable to enunciate my points. Has this point been enunciated? And was a dot put on this point yesterday when they did exactly this Project 25 agenda? Was a dot put on my point yesterday? Okay, here's my last clip that I will show you. I've also showed this before the election. I'm showing it to you again. Okay. I'm going to leave my fair banner because this is for news reporting. Let's go.
Yes or no? As a main author of Project 2025, are you aware of this fourth pillar playbook?
Well, to be
yes or no?
To be clear, I'm here in my official capacity.
Yes or no?
So I don't want to have any confusion.
I'm reclaiming my time. You are under oath, and I don't want you to filibuster. Yes or no? Are you aware of this fourth pillar playbook?
Again, just so I can be clear, that writing that I did was in my personal capacity after getting the
reclaiming my time. I didn't ask you that. Are you aware of the fourth pillar playbook? And can you detail, as you are under oath, what exactly it calls for?
Again, I've not seen this fourth pillar playbook that you're talking about.
Moving on. I find it hard to believe that you don't know the details of this 100. Well, please, you are under oath and do not waste my or the public's time.
I have not seen this playbook. Yes, you have, because the playbook is 100. She keeps saying 100-day playbook. I think because she's looking at a paper, and sometimes it's even hard for me if I don't have my glasses on to distinguish the 8 from the 0. But if you see the poster behind us, House Dems demand heritage leader come clean on Project 2025 secret 180-day plan. Let's be clear. Let's continue.
Happy to talk about all of the policy ideas.
Now, he wrote this, but I wrote this in my private capacity. So my thoughts that I wrote in other areas of work, you can't say that I'm thinking this while I'm working on this Project 2025. Well, yes, we can, but you can't enunciate. Let's continue. Let me go.
Ideas that I've talked about them in that context.
I want to talk about the 100-day playbook, the fourth pillar. Can you elucidate us to that?
Again,
all right, I'm moving on, sir. You know, this would all be funny if it wasn't so devastating. At a time when the leader of the Republican Party is trying to claim that he has no connection whatsoever to Project 2025, an outright lie, another lie like the...
An obvious outright lie. So y'all remember where when all the details about the things that were in Project 2025 came out, he pretended like, oh, I what is it? I haven't seen it. I don't know. That's not my agenda. Is it not his agenda? Let's continue.
One that he spews daily about Haitian Americans in Springfield, Ohio. Again, the leader of the Republican Party is trying to claim that he has no connection whatsoever to Project 2025, an outright lie. Our Republican colleagues have invited 4 of the manifesto's architects to testify today. I'm over here. In a desperate attempt to erase all of the ways that the American public has benefited from the Biden-Harris administration, this committee has instead spotlighted what Project 2025 would offer: chaos and corruption. However, we would be ignoring a critical component of Project 2025 if we did not address the fact that its creators have been secretly peddling a, quote, 100-day playbook, unquote, that contains executive orders and emergency actions to roll out in the first hours of a second Trump presidency. Instead of sharing this plan with the public, an indictment of your dangerous policy plans in and of itself, those behind Project 2025 claim it is too controversial to release. Ms. Guna Sakara, yes or no? As a main author of Project 2025, are you aware of this playbook or quote unquote 4th pillar? And remember, you are under oath.
Yeah, and it's online on the website.
Can you please detail what exactly it calls for?
I think you explained it pretty well. It is a plain.
Yeah, it's on the website. I think you explained it pretty well. How did she explain it when she was questioning it, what it was? She didn't explain it at all because she was questioning exactly what is it. But do you hear these sycophants up here bullshitting and refusing to say that they plan to do all of this crazy shit, which they have proved to be doing? You see this guy with stacks and stacks of executive orders, and he is not reading. He's not attempting to read. He's not breezing over any of these. He's talking to the press, taking the fucking folder and putting that big tacky signature on these executive orders to do all of these things. None of the specific things that he gave as policy as he was running, because he gave no policy as he was running. Let's continue.
Of action so that when Republicans and conservatives have another chance. I think you explained it pretty well. It is a plan of action so that when Republicans and conservatives have another chance at a next administration, there's not lost time, and so that there is a plan ready to go.
I don't know if that was specific enough. You are under oath. Can you please detail what exactly it calls for, this 4th pillar, this 180-day playbook? Please detail what it calls for.
Again, I'd reiterate what I just said, that I think you summarized it quite well. It includes a plan of action on day one so that
you didn't
Republicans...
say anything, and that's the problem. What is the plan of action?
It's to institute a more conservative vision on things that the American people want, because they're experiencing all of these hardships caused by the chaos and corruption of the Biden-Harris administration.
You're claiming my time. I find it hard to believe that you don't know details of the 100-day playbook, but there's one person that definitely knows: Kevin Roberts, the president of the Heritage Foundation, and that is why, as co-founder of the Stop Project 2025 Task Force, alongside Representative Jared Huffman and dozens of our colleagues, we sent a letter to Mr. Roberts requesting he testify before Congress and release this 180-day playbook. We sent this letter on August 8th. The next day, he delayed his book launch, went into hiding. Kevin Roberts, what are you so afraid of? I am disappointed but unsurprised that the authors and leaders of Project 2025 are hiding their 180-day playbook. So today, Congressman Huffman and I are announcing a new, fully confidential tip line. Any person can visit huffman.house.gov/tip-line-form to submit any information you have about the secret playbook behind Project 2025. That goes for conservatives with a change of heart, workers at the Heritage Foundation, and our witnesses here today, who will perhaps find more courage when the cameras are off.
Okay. So if you saw the show yesterday, you saw the them doing the confirmation process of the management, the Office of Management and Budget. He is also a author of Project 2025, and he is another one who demurred that the foundation that he created and now is the president of, the things that he said doesn't matter because he'll be working for the president. Well, why do you think the president wants to put you over budgets? Okay, so please check out my show yesterday and hear how this author of 2025 sat up there and told these senators what he wasn't going to answer this question or that question. Watch this author of Project 2025 say, yes, these things have been adjudicated by all the way up to the Supreme Court, which means that they are law of the land. But 45, 47 disagrees, so therefore they're going to mull over these issues, as if just because Lord have mercy. I just never thought I would see it the day. And we won't forget Sheldon Whitehouse was just flabbergasted that this man would come up here and say, well, it may be the land of it may be the law of the land, but he disagrees about its constitutionality. An idiot disagrees about its constitutionality, so we will mull it over. The same idiot who, when questioned about these pardons that he gave to people who violently attacked the Capitol Police, well, and they said, I thought you were behind the blue. Yes, I am. Well, why did you release somebody who stuck a taser up to a cop neck and repeatedly tased him? Well, yeah, I'm going to have to take a look at that. I'm going to have to take a look at that. But you didn't take a look at this prior to pardoning them. You heard what this one clip when they were mulling over who to pardon for that January 6th insurrection. He said, "Fuck it, just pardon them all." And then now we get the dirty details of who he pardoned. And now he's, I'll check into that. I'll check into that. That's what he said when he was signing all of those. No, he was giving a press conference. And that was one of the questions he was given. And that's what he said. So we are to believe that just because this person thinks it's unconstitutional, an idiot who tells you he's going to look into what he has already did, who he has already freed after they had done this to a cop and he had no idea, allegedly. He didn't give a fuck. But he got these people out of jail so they can recruit more people. Let's not forget what he said in his first debate with Biden. And when they asked him about the Proud Boys, he said, stand down and stand by. So do you think that he let the leader of the Proud Boys and what's that other white nationalist group that he let go? The guy with the eye patch. Do you think that he let them go so they can just walk away and be good citizens? What have they learned? What have they learned? They've learned the things that they did were beneficial to 45 and 47. Stand by. Stand by. Go do what you do best and release these fucking zealots upon our society. Let me. Now, also, he did a interview with none other than Fox News's Sean Hannity. And it's so ironic that he has cut the grass, as they say. Chaos and corruption. We have a corrupt president. I remember this. That's how they play in our face. Okay, so let me give you a couple of video. I'm not gonna play. He did He did an interview with Sean Hannity, and it's so apropos that he had the nerves to say this about, is it this one? On his pardons, some of those people with the police, true, they were very minor incident. They get built up by a couple of fake guys that are on CNN. They were very minor incidents. Do we understand that after this insurgent, that 5 of those Capitol Police officers was in such bad mental shape that they unalived themselves? There is a police officer, the police officer who was held down and repeatedly tased in his neck, is going to get a protection order because he thinks his life is still in danger, and he is just disgusted and dismayed that these people who attacked them like that when they were just trying to save our government officials were free. I Google it. Okay. And why did the defendants who were involved in, wait a minute, let me enlarge this. So this is one of the questions. Why did the defendants who were involved in incidents where they were violent with police get a pardon? Good question. They were treated like the worst criminals in history. Do you know what they were there for? They were protesting the vote. They knew the election was rigged, and they were protesting the vote. You should be able to protest the vote. And then Hannity said, but you shouldn't be allowed to invade the Capitol. I'm surprised he even said that. I'm really surprised he said that. So he said they were protesting the vote. But let's remember when the people were doing a peaceful protest across the street from the White House, he told his defense secretary to bring in a, what was it? The green berets or red berets to attack the crowd, and he asked them, "Can't you shoot them in the legs?" Y'all don't remember this? Yes, this happened, and he told him, "No, I can't do that because it's against the Constitution." But they were treated like the worst criminals in history. Do you know that they were there? What they were there for? They were protesting the vote. They knew the election was rigged, and they were protesting the vote. You should be allowed to protest the vote. You should be allowed to protest whatever you want to, but you should not be allowed to try to cause an insurgent up on the government, to try to stop the peaceful transfer of power. You should not be allowed to try to go out there and do death threats against the vice president who is there to actually to count to certify an election. You should not be able to do that. Be in main police officers. You should not be able to do that. Okay, let me see. A couple more. I got a real gem for you of this quote in this interview. Let me see. Did I do this one? Okay. Trump on the January 6th party. There was a lot of patriotism with those people. They did a recording, and they asked me if I would do the voiceover, and I did. It was the #1 selling, whatever you call it, album, song, whatever you call it. It was the #1 selling song on Billboard, on everything for so long. People get it. They wanted to see those people. That is the January 6th anthem that he played, where these the January 6th chorus, the people who were arrested for sedition and trying to overthrow the peaceful exchange of power were jailed, and they did a song, and he played it at every rally that he had instead of the Pledge of Allegiance or any type of patriotic song. This was the song that he was playing, and he's very proud of it. It broke every record, everything. What is it? What was it? Album? It broke every record of everything. Of course it did, Trump. Okay, Trump. Now, what about FEMA? Trump. FEMA is going to be a whole big discussion very shortly, because I'd rather see the states take care of their own problems. So how is so if the state's going to have to take care of their own what the fuck is the federal all of this money, trillions of dollars that FEMA has been spending, because nobody wants to look into climate change, and California is damn near burnt to the ground because the climate has changed so much. It no longer has a rainy season, and everything is just kindling wood out there for these fires to spread this quickly, that hurricanes are getting worse and worse till they all the way up in North Carolina having damage. But no, what the state should take care of their own problems. How is a state going to collect enough taxes to take care of their own problems? Because I don't want to use all these trillions of dollars on the states. I need to take care of my buddies. I have tech giants up here asking for corporate welfare for their projects. You know, Elon wants to go to, what is it, Mars? You know, I got other things to do with this money. Okay, let's continue. This, this is just my spin on it. But what do you think? Okay, what else did he say? What do you think about sanctuary states? Would you cut off their money? Trump says, I might have to do that. California is a great example of it. So let's not pretend like we didn't hear them say that California needs to do some things before they get allotted any FEMA money for these fires. Are we going to pretend? And then more to come. More to come. I think that California is going to be fucked. I think California is going to be fucked real badly. And I think that he's going to allow investors to go up there and snap up all of this land. And you remember what I played for you yesterday, what he said about Gaza, that it's great waterfront property. And it can be like, what was it? It could be like Morocco or something. He said it could be beautiful. Look at all this waterfront property. So do you think that this man who says he might have to think about giving California FEMA relief is not going to let investors go in and buy up that land and give the actual owners of that land little of nothing? Okay, so this is where we are. Okay, now, he says about the people coming over from the southern border. Trump says they come out of jails from other countries. It would be if, wait a minute, I got to enlarge this. They come out of jails from other country. I would, if I was the president or prime minister or something of another country, I would empty my jails right into America. But Trump literally just emptied the jails and put violent criminals on the streets of America. If I were the president or prime minister or something, you are the president, and you did just empty the jail cells of violent January 6th rioters who attacked the police. You did do that. That's what he did do. But is he crazy? Is he crazy? Is this man crazy? Okay, what does this one say in this interview? Trump, this is what he said. Is it that important for China to be spying on young people watching crazy videos? And then Hanny says, I don't want China spying on anybody. And then Trump comes back, but they make your telephones and they make your computers. Isn't that a bigger threat? So he believes that there's no threat. He's trying to dummy down the threat of TikTok and them spying on you and all of that. Don't forget that he said that it would be a good thing for the United States government to actually purchase TikTok and own 50% of TikTok because it makes so much money. And let's not forget that TikTok has suspended their services for 24 hours and said Trump is working on something. And then they reinstated their services and said, oh, we thank Trump for helping us. But Trump wasn't even in office. But not much was said about, I showed the picture yesterday. I took it down. Not much was said that the owner of TikTok was actually sitting at the Trump's inauguration. Not much was said about that. None of your for-profit media made a big brouhaha about that. So then Hannity asks, why did defendants who were involved in incidents where they were violent? Oh, I think I read that. Yeah, I read that. Okay, so I ain't got much on the beef sector today. Maybe somebody else have something on the beef sector, because a lot of shit is really going on. A lot of shit is really going on. I meant terms go is still BS. Okay. Good morning, Miss Gwen. Child, everything he touches is gold lies. Let me see what Miss Gwen is talking about. Ronnie Q, did you see where the VP said that he was going to try to get the police officer who I believe, and see, I thought about that yesterday. Derek Chauvin. I said they're going to pardon Derek Chauvin. They are going to pardon Derek Chauvin. I did not see where the vice president said that. They're going to try to get the police officer who unalived George Floyd and that he was going to sue Black Lives Matter. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised when I didn't see it, but I thought it. I definitely thought it yesterday. I was like, they're pardoning all. Laquan, the 18-year-old who was shot down in Chicago. I think the officer got. I think Laquan McDonald, I believe his name. I believe that they're going to try to get all of these cops who have been put in jail for, they want to end qualified immunity, which means that the cops will not face any threat of being sued civilly by people who they unalive. So these are the people who they want to give qualified immunity to, so they can't get in trouble for any of these dastardly actions that they take. So they are actually just killing us in the street right now. So they're just not standing idly by. If this was today, all of these cops would be surrounding this young man, so the camera can't see, swinging and hitting on him while allowing the dog to continuously bite him and yelling, "Stop resisting, stop resisting, stop resisting." See, these peaceful protests, they got something for your ass. Just swarm them and say, "Stop resisting," and make it seem like he's fighting back. See, they have something for you now. So it seems like we're going back to this day. I don't see anybody. I don't foresee anybody being willing to be on the front lines to try to get back these rights in this manner, in any manner. I don't foresee that happening. And all the people who say, "Oh, well, it's different Black people now, and we not like the people of our past," but surely, if we're not like people like our past, why is it that we are so? Why is it the most hardened criminal, the most hardened gangster, so easygoing? Listen, but they're not. We're bad people when it comes to ourselves. When are we going to be bad people when it comes to standing up for ourselves? We are bad people to each other. We are always bad people to each other. And you have Jay Wilson over there with that whole clown show on his show, Honest Road, and Brian tearing people down about what they were going to do. I don't care. If people come on here, it's about the coin for me. This is supposed to be an educated man. And that is the most that he had to show you on yesterday. Two gays, jaw jerking about who is worse, because they had planned to visit all of these glory hole and sex shops if they had gone to San Antonio. And that is what's presented from an alleged highly educated man on yesterday when this was going on. That's this shit that's going to touch you in your real life. And he also said that he's going to be putting an eye on corporations as well. He doesn't have the right. Corporations are private entities, but corporations are beholden to him. You notice how many corporations are kissing his ring and stuff. So this federal act that he does have control over, he understands that he has control over a lot of these big businesses because they want to curry favor with him. And to curry favor with him, are they going to have to do the same thing in their private businesses? Are we clear? Thank you, D Money. I appreciate your support. I guess I told you whatever. I did not meet my goals today, but my goal is to inform my viewers, and that is my goal. So while the social media elite is telling you that I'm giving you keychains so I can dox your address, and I have no history of doxing, but the fucking lying elite who said I had a stroke said I'm giving away free keychain so I can dox your information, as he sit on a panel of bitches who are so angry at Ronnie Hugh that they try to get people up there and tell the truth about Ronnie Hugh. And what bad thing did you find out about Ronnie Hugh? Absolutely not a goddamn thing. All you heard is a dumb motherfucker sit up there and lie and said that, hey, for all the people who are interested in joining my membership, I will send you a free keychain. Look on my members community wall, and I will send you a free keychain as a token of my appreciation for your support of this channel. You do not have to put your screen name on the email. You do not have to put your first name on the email. You can put an initial and a last name and whatever address you want me to send your free keychain. Is a personal gift from me to you to thank you for supporting my channel. Who wants them funky keychains? Who wants them keychains she made? So is anybody else giving you anything, offering you anything for membership? I guess bullshit. All bullshit. All bullshit. You do not have to first name, last name. Don't give me your name that you use here. Just do that to get your free keychain. If you become a member, you can go to the membership community wall. Thank you, A View is a View. You can go to the membership community wall, and you will see how to contact me. It will have my email address available to my members. I will already know you're a member because you can access me via email. That's how I know you're a member, and you will get your free keychain. Just tell me if you want the Afro puff, if you want the one in the middle that's more like a braided or dread style, or if you want the Afro. You have any color preferences, put that in an email. Get it to me. I would get that out to you. I'm already nervous about my husband's safety when he's traveling out of the state to gigs. It doesn't matter if he's a retired vet, music professor, and freelance musician. He's a black man. Exactly. And they have a free it has been, I forget under what administration, that they said white nationalists should be put on the watch list. They are the FBI determined that the rising of white nationalists or something to that effect are the most dangerous group that America should be watching, but they did not put them on the watch list. You see that 45, 47 let out two of the leaders of their largest group, the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. That's the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. Their leaders, the Proud Boys leader was had gotten 22 years, and he was pardoned. And he and the Oath Keeper leader, he was up in Washington, howtowing and elbowing with Republicans elected officials in Washington D.C. So, do you think that this is going to deter them from getting more support from all of these fringe white right-wing, in quotations, religious right people? And these extremists? No, this is just going to be the whole attraction to them, and they are set among us. They are set among us who can only talk about each other in disparaging ways when somebody tries to give information. But here we are today. Here we are today. So I thank you all for supporting my channel, and please share this video. Let's get this information out. Hey, Spicy Dicey, thank you for being here. Okay, so I'm going to drop the link. Anybody wants to add anything, you're more than welcome to come up. And also, don't forget, on the 20th, tomorrow, my God, tomorrow at 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have our crafting and conversation at Jill's Comfort Zone channel. Go over to Jill. If I have a mod, I don't know if I have a mod, let me see if I can find a Jill Comfort Zone's channel. If you want to craft and converse with us, come over to Jill Comfort Zone's channel at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go over to her community wall and see the craft that we will be crafting on tomorrow. And also, she has the list of supplies that you will need. We try to make it easy for you guys to afford, because most of the things you can buy at the Dollar Tree. This is a series of crafting that we get together and do. Excuse me. So come out over at Jill's Comfort Zone. I'm going to put her link in the chat right now. That's where we'll be tomorrow at 5 Eastern Standard Time. Oh, thank you, Corio. I just had gotten it. I have someone in the back. Hey, Miss Toby.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, I sent you something.
You kind of muffled, Miss Toby. I can barely hear you.
I said, oh, I sent you something.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Good morning.
So what's good, Miss Toby?
Nothing. Just listening to your commentary, going back and forth between people. So listening to your commentary. That's what's good.
I saw this. I saw this. Yeah, I'm gonna share this because I think it's very important to share this. This was so good. Thank you, Miss Toby. Miss Toby always send me some good things. Now you're muffled. I can't understand exactly what you're saying. But,
okay, I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna drop
now
down.
I can understand you. Now I can understand.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Toby.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Now I definitely all right. Now I definitely want to share this that Miss Toby sent me. I did see this, and I'm glad she reminded me about this. I'm going to share my screen with you. This is one last thing. Now, this is a grandmother who was convicted in the January 6th rioting, and let's listen to what she has to say. Okay, let me turn on the volume and let me rewind this so you can hear. Oh God! So you can hear exactly what this woman who was convicted has to say about the pardons of the January 6th. Woman who participated in January 6th Capitol riots refuses Trump's pardon. MAGA is a cult, she says. So let's hear what she has to say.
Days, I think, for taking part in the Capitol riot, but you're not accepting a pardon. Just explain why that is.
Well, that would be a slap in the face to the rule of law, the Capitol police officers, and to our nation to be a part of anything that they're trying to say about what happened on January 6th. It was an insurrection, and I don't want to be a part of helping them rewrite history. I was guilty.
So
I pleaded guilty. I was guilty.
Right. Right. So you are happy for your conviction to stand?
Absolutely.
You served jail time, 60 days, I think, for taking part in the Capitol riot, but you're not accepting a pardon. Just explain why that is.
Well, that would be a slap in the face to the rule of law, the Capitol police officers, and to our nation to be a part of anything that they're trying to say about what happened on January 6th. It was an insurrection, and I don't want to be a part of helping them rewrite history. I was guilty.
So
I pleaded guilty. I was guilty.
Right. Right. So you are happy for your conviction to stand?
Absolutely.
You served jail time, 60 days. What was it that made you take part in the Capitol riot in the first place? What drove you to do it?
Well, you don't realize it at the time. I know now that MAGA is a cult and that Trump is a dangerous narcissist that put out the big lie that the election was stolen. But when you're in the MAGA cult, they gaslight you so much and tell you not to listen to anybody but Trump. And you go along with them. You don't do your own research. You lose your critical thinking and you just start listening to all the lies. But later when as I found out, all of this has been nothing but propaganda and lies, and that Trump truly is a dangerous narcissist. He's now a felon, a criminal. So it's not surprising that he's bringing his other criminals to help him implement whatever he's planning on doing. So
what was it that made you take?
Hey, Corio.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing, you know how it goes. You know, when you mourn, you have good days and bad days. But
of course.
I'm good. How are you? How have you been?
I've been great.
You up here preaching? You up here?
I'm just trying to give out information. It's just a lot. It's just a lot.
You just sound so frustrated today, and I understand. You know, you did your best. That's all you could do. Your supporters know you did, and I just hate that you sound so frustrated about it. We're in a sad situation, and I don't see it getting better anytime soon. But I also,
she probably got a call. You cut out, Corio. I think she may have gotten a call.
Or can you hear me?
Well, I hear you now. I hear you now.
Okay. Okay. What I was saying, my phone went black. I don't know why it does that. I too am very disappointed in a lot of the black male gays in this sector. I shouldn't say a lot, quite a few were advocating voting for Trump. And I just wonder now if they're even paying attention, because I noticed one in particular is still doing videos about bullshit. And it's like, you can do what you do, You can say what you want to say. It's your platform. I mean, of course, I can't tell anyone what to do, but it's like your rights specifically. You barely had them for what, maybe 10 years, and now
If that.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're stripped away, and you're on here worrying about other people and what they're doing. And I mean, it's frustrating. I get it. Um, but you can only do so much, Ronnie Q. You know what I mean? You're up here, you're preaching, you're trying to inform, and I think it's in the beef sector. It's really falling on deaf ears, except for, there's thousands of us in this sector, but I think maybe only a few hundred. It's my opinion, really care. And so I just don't want you to be up here so frustrated and angry, about
But the
lack
but the
of.
thing,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. But the thing is, they are going to care, and it's like everybody's about to feel this, but they just are so dumb that they don't know it. And it's just too many people who hawk themselves around this sector as educated people. And it's just, that's what makes it even that much more unfortunate.
Yeah. I know a lot of people were wondering where I was at. And
Your phone went black again, Corio.
I can't stand. But a lot of people were wondering where I was at. I had a death in my family of a very, very extremely close family member. And
Oh, my condolences. I had no idea, but I knew it had to have been something.
yeah,
My
my father
condolences.
died. My father
Oh
died.
my God. I'm
So,
so sorry.
okay. But while I was off, I really, really got back to life. Does that make sense? This
Yes.
wasn't so important to me, the beef sector, and I
Mm-hmm.
really honestly considered not even coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's changed. I've changed. I got addicted when COVID was on. And the beef sector was popping. We go from channel to channel. We were stuck at home. But I'm finding now that taking the month off, it really made it really uh what do I want to say, it really I really had to reflect, let's just put it like that. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
back, but I just don't care anymore about all the beefing and the ridiculousness. um I have my favorites. I'm still going to drop down in chats, but it's just not the same to me anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
I just can't get with all that. It kind of irritates me now. Does that make sense?
I understand. I understand. And what is going on in the real world, it irritates me so much more because
Yeah,
there's so much real world stuff
yeah, yeah.
coming down the pipe.
But I just came up to tell you that your supporters are here. They support you. They understand exactly what you're talking about. And your supporters understand that we should be scared. And I just wanted to tell you that, don't be dismayed. You
Your phone blacked out again, Corio.
I'm
Don't
gonna
be
get
dismayed.
don't be dismayed. Don't preach to who you're preaching to.
Yes.
Your segregation is here. Okay. Um,
Okay.
you can't help what other people don't want to know. You can't
Mm-hmm.
do that. So just keep informing us and just don't get so frustrated because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know.
Correct. Correct. Your phone went out again. You can't teach old dog new tricks.
No, and you can't get so frustrated that of the rest of them don't want to hear it, because all these people that didn't vote, and that and no one in particular, but are on assistance, or getting their vet benefits and all that, they'll understand when they get cut off. They'll understand when they go for a job and they can't get one, and then they want to,
or they lose the one they have.
right. And when they get on here whining and complaining, I'm just going to say, when you see me in the chat and I say I'm eating my popcorn, that's me. I'm eating my popcorn, watching all of it. All of it. I about a year and a half ago, when it looked like he was really running for office, I bought a power bank, Jackery. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
I bought my Jackery. I have solar panels. I'm stocking up on
batteries and make sure you change out the batteries so they just won't sit in the battery pack. Get you some water, make sure it's in a proper water container so it won't go bad. A dark container. I did a video on that recently. Go ahead.
Oh, you did.
I interrupted you.
That's okay. I know you did. But people just, have to be prepared. And it's not even just because of his dumb butt. It's because the weather, people think that, oh gosh, she's thinking that Trump's going to do. No, it's because of the weather change.
Extreme.
My electricity went out, 2 days ago for over an hour. Because of the weather, it's just so cold. I'm on the East Coast. It's so cold that it's just, people have their heat, their furnaces up real high. It's just due to that kind of stuff, just normal, average, everyday. You need to be prepared.
Yes, and you for the people who needed to be prepared for earthquakes in California, it would have been helpful if they had my mom grew us up on where's my emergency kit, and she would have her food, and she'll go and transfer out the stuff, and then she'll open up her boxes. And my little brothers, they had went in and ate she'd buy a whole box of the cheese crackers that individually they have 6 in them. And who ate all of my dang emergency food? I was like, that was snacks for them. so she would always go through. That shit is funny. The cheese crackers that come in the little pack, but she would buy the whole box. Yeah. So and peanut butter crackers. I'm like, I don't even know why you bought them, because they're gonna eat them. So we grew up always having that. So just for regular emergency, and you need to have some cash on hand. That's something else that a lot of people don't know. Did you watch that movie? That President Obama movie that's on Netflix, Leave the World Behind?
Yes. It was.
And you remember when he went and he needed that medicine, and the guy had been stockpiling for a long for what was that come, and he only had a large bill, so he had to pay with that large bill. See, that's why you need some small money always on hand, and a lot of people don't know that.
I'm collecting 1s and 5s as we speak. You just have to. But that's really all I wanted to say, Ronnie Q. I'm glad I made you laugh a little bit.
You did.
Just don't be dismayed, and you can only do so much. Hi, View.
Hi, baby. How you doing? We have missed you.
Yes.
Thank
you. Hugs and more hugs. I understand the pain of your loss. Excuse me. I didn't know it was that close, but I figured that when you need to take a break, and a lot of other people need to realize those things.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby.
And Ronnie Q, I just want you to know that I have good days and I have bad days. So some days I might not show up here for a little while.
I understand.
sometimes I even forget, because I'll be worried and stuff, and I'll even forget to breathe, and I have to go, oh my God. So, but it's okay. I don't even talk about it much, but
I know. I remember when I lost my father, and I was just like, oh my God, when is there going to be a day that I just don't think about it? And then I realized one time, I don't know how, I didn't measure the time. It seemed like a long time, and I didn't measure the time. And then one day I was like, I didn't think about that today. And then I felt guilty that I didn't think about it. Girl, I understand.
I went to lunch with my friends and I was laughing and talking, and right in the middle I was like, how can I be so happy when it catches you feel guilty, but I don't even want to talk about that. But yeah, just don't be so dismayed. You can only do so much, and get so frustrated. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Prayers going up for you and your family.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Hey, viewers of you.
Hey, boo. Yeah, I'm so glad that she did share that, because I was actually getting ready, because I normally don't ask about where folks are. It had been so long, and then I said, people have things going on in their real life. This is a whole imaginary thing that some people create on here, and we need to understand that folks are really going through things. Hey,
Hold on.
Miss Corey Lover came back.
No, she didn't step down. Corey Lover, you want me to drop you off?
Oh, okay.
Her phone probably blacked out. I'm gonna put her down because I think she was leaving, right? Okay, and she was still backstage. Oh, let me kick her off the bat. Maybe she want me to kick her from. Okay, I got you, Corio.
The one time you can kick her, and she gonna snap back at you. Kick me off. And okay, so basically what I want to say, this is serious when you do lose a family member, and what is even more mean and cruel are the way that people get on here and make fun of family members who have RIP. You don't know what people are going through, and sometimes people snatch bandages off of other people and causing situations to make other people upset, and y'all don't know what was going on. We did not know. I didn't sound right what Miss Corey Love was going through, and I definitely sympathize with her. I have experienced that also. But over here where we're at, where we don't give a fuck about anything, we'll start talking about people losing family members and stuff, and even accuse them of murdering them. So it's very I don't even want to say refreshing, but it's very nice to hear that somebody is actually doing real life events. She is mourning a family member that she's known ever since she was born. And I think it's so rude and cruel the way people on here just talk about ex-family members and things and just throw it out here as if for it to be a dagger to make somebody's YouTube experience horrible. So anyway, I don't even want to talk about that because it makes me very upset also. So I want to come on here because I do know that you are a person that knows a little bit more about the manicuring from some type of way. I figured that you know a lot about it. And I got this kit. Somebody had sent me.
I don't know nothing about manicuring lawns. You may have to talk to Big Six's live in Paramore or Olivia's husband. But go ahead.
Right. Landscaping. Okay. So I got this kit. Now I got it on the Amazon. And only thing I know about is I didn't know these things were so fancy. I know about this one is the regular nail clipper, and it looks like it's regular size. This one is like a side nail thing because it's got a slant on there. I know about that. That's the toenail clipper, or if you got big fingers and big, This, I know this, I don't know what that is. This is a nail file, which I don't recommend.
Those are cuticle clippers. The scissors, you said you don't know what the scissors are?
These are.
Yeah. Some people use scissors to cut their cuticles, some people don't.
Okay. And then what is this? They do this with the cuticles too. I know the lady had
the one. Yeah, you can do your cuticles with that. You lay the flat end on the end. Okay, turn it back the way you had it at first. That end, you put that on your nail, and that's the cutting side. And you put that against your nails. Yeah.
Okay, and then you
hold on. Corio's back. Hey, Corio.
Hey, I just also go ahead, View. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Go.
Okay. What I also wanted to say real quick is if you go on Amazon, they have medicines for your pets too. Because if the water gets bad and they accidentally drink the water, they have like these little pellets and things like that so you can give your dog, because you may not be able to get to a vet because the vets are going to be trying to take care of their families and everything. So there won't be a vet to go to. So
and you also get those water treatment pills as well, because God forbid if you're not able to boil, you should have some water. But if you're not able to even boil some, get water, and you have to boil some water, you definitely want to get those little pills that purify your water from all of the viruses and bacteria.
Those straws too.
Yes.
I'm stocking up on those too. They're the straws that they take over to Africa so they can have clean water.
Clean water.
They get rid of about 98% of all bacteria and everything. So, but yeah, make sure, excuse me, for the people that have pets, go on Amazon and look up those things too, because you want to keep them safe because they have to drink water too. And
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Interview.
That's some good information. Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted.
And my dog's gonna have to if something happened, they gonna have to get with the program, because I tell you, they will not drink old water. They'll go to the water bowl. They'd be like, I change their water every day. But it's just like, if I forgot to change it that night, they'll go to the water bowl and just stand there, and then they'll look at me like, here, take care of this. They will not drink old water.
How about Sophie has to have ice cubes in hers, because when I don't put ice cubes in it, she looks up at me like, really?
I put ice cubes in there sometimes, but they don't expect it.
Oh, they're so
they
spoiled.
Like
yeah, spoiled. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that information, because that is good information for pet owners to have.
Okay.
It sure is. Yeah.
Keep modding. Okay, bye.
All right. I'm going to drop you down. Yes.
So
okay.
I didn't know that. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I can hear your dog. Bitch, ain't no ice cubes.
And when my husbands come home from work, they greet them and everything, and then they walk them over to the cabinet where their treats are, and you can tell when they want a treat. They'll look at you, and then they'll look up at the cabinet, then they'll look back at you like, what my treat? And they expect treat. Why you expect treat for doing shit you supposed to do? You're supposed to go out there and pee and poop. Why you coming back like that? That is such a. I gotta give them their treat. Okay, what else you got for you?
Okay, so now I know about that, because I have had. I used to go get my nails done a lot, but I'm such a germaphobe. I would bring my own stuff, but I hadn't been in a long time. But anyway, so that one I understand, and I'm glad you said that about the placing it, because there is there's different sides to that, and this is the cutting side. Okay, right there, that's where you put it against your thing and do whatever. Okay. Now this one is a nail file, and this one I don't particularly
like. And to clean under the nails and all that too.
Yes. Now I know what this is. I never seen I guess if you're decorating a nail or something, why would they put this in a nail kit?
Well, you can do your brows with it too.
Oh,
it don't
okay.
hurt.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always take it as a
little bonus. Now, this is the thing that hold on, let me pull these little things. This is what I needed some information on. Now, I do know about this one. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Is my arthritis going to let me be great? Now, I know about that thing. That's the cuticle thingy, too.
Yeah. And make sure you put some, because you can't cut your cuticles. So make sure you put some cuticle remover cream on. And you know how to do that, right?
The soak it, It's like a lotion, like a
Yeah,
white cream
like
and soap.
yes.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, they do that. So I know about
That
that
really
part.
softened them up for that. Okay. Hold
Yeah,
them up
these.
to the camera one at a time.
Okay, yeah, cause I don't know what these damn things on it. This one has a cover, a sleeve on it. Hold on, let me take the sleeve off. And I can't get the sleeve off. What the hell is it? Okay, let's go to another one.
No, hold it up. Hold it up.
Okay.
Take the sleeve off and hold it up. Let me see what that is.
Hold on.
You're not in the camera.
Hold on. I'm trying to bite it off. Hold on. At least I got teeth. Okay, I got it off. Some people
Did
don't
the
have
teeth come out? Oh, that's right. You
My
don't
tooth
have.
fell out.
Okay.
Oh Lord, I'm sorry. My tooth fell off. Here it is, right here. Here, right here. What the hell is this?
That looks like a blackhead remover. Yeah, that
It's
looks
got
like
a
the little
point
black.
on it.
Yeah, that's for blackhead removals. Let me see that in.
Really?
Let me see that in.
That.
Do you know how sometimes it is? Yes, that's a blackhead remover. Or you to see the circle, you can push that in on your skin, and the blackhead is supposed to pop out in between the circle. And if it doesn't, you pierce it because your skin is like not real hard. You just move the skin so the blackhead can pop out in between the circle. That's a blackhead remover.
Oh my goodness! Let me put this little this little end right here is very sharp. Let me put this back on here. Okay,
that's meant to open the pores if it doesn't come out. Okay, go ahead.
Did any of y'all know that? I did not know that. That don't sound right. I did not know that. I didn't know that. Okay, so another one is this one. This has got a little paddle on there, like you're getting ready to swim.
And let me see the other end.
Scoop, and then it's just nothing's on the other end.
Okay, I have some of those. I think that is also something to help ease your pimples or blackheads out as well.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that's what that is for.
Okay, and then I think I know what these are. It's something to do with the cuticles.
Let me see the end. Yeah, that you can also get under your you can get under your nails, under your toenails and things like that. And you can also not that end. I wouldn't push my cuticles back with that end. I would clean under my toenails with that one. But the other end, you can push your cuticles back.
Some people got some toenails. You got to go like that. Is that what
you would push it? No, just like with the nail file, just like with that regular nail file. Just go under your toenails to clean under your nails, and the flat end, the flat rounded end, I would just push my cuticles back. Just push them back, and use the cuticle remover and push them back.
Okay. And then the last one.
But that other one that is pointed and have the V for the cuticles, that's how sometimes you get your cuticles be stuck to your fingernails. That one, yeah, that will get the cuticles off the top of your fingernails. But I would try to push it back. That you can cut yourself with that. See, that's why I would suggest to a novice to use the actual pusher as opposed to that V one.
Okay. See, this is good information. And then this one is kind of similar to the one that you were just to this one.
Yeah, that's similar. And see, that gets you see the end that's laying on your finger. That end, yes, that one. That's good for getting the side of your toenail, the side part of your toenail. Sometimes people toenails get like sock dust and all that lint. Yeah, so that is good for cleaning the side wall of your toenail.
Okay, all right. Well, I didn't see. I did
and
not.
You also want to make sure that there's no dead skin in the side walls of your toenails as well. So that's good for getting that.
Now I got this thing, like I said, from the Amazon. Down to the Amazon, it was a whole little kit, 12-in-1 nail clipper set. I didn't know that it did all of the things that you described. Some of those other pieces. It's a cute little set, and it comes in a cute little zippered bag and stuff. I didn't know. I especially didn't know about this. And what do they describe as? They just say it's a acne needle.
Yeah.
That's what they saw it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, damn. Okay. See, you provide a wealth of knowledge, and I knew that you would know what some of those tools are.
Girl, I got so many of those kits, and I got one kit. It has the. Have you seen the Asian people cut out ingrown toenails with those? Have you seen those videos?
Yeah, and I watched the pimple lady too. I watch all that shit.
Girl, I got one of them ones with those blades on them and stuff, and I'm always messing around, looking, make sure I don't have no dead skins on the side of my nails, so I don't get no ingrown nails and stuff. And then I give my husband a pedicure, and I pull one of them out. He's like, "Hey, there you go. You watching all them damn videos? I ain't gonna be no." It ain't gonna be no experiment,
experimentation or whatever.
A dummy for you, no crash test dummy for you. And I was like, no, I just want to make sure this nail looks like it's digging in a little bit. I just gotta, yeah, girl, yeah. But you got to be careful with that stuff, especially if you have diabetes or something. Cutting the toes can be a guinea pig. Yes, a guinea pig. That's what I'm thinking of. Thank you, Liz. So you definitely have to be careful and to try not to be too vigorous, and make sure you don't try to cut your skin. But you definitely want to get that clean under your toes, especially people who are getting up in age. You want to clean under your toes real well and make sure you don't have no dead skin under your toes and stuff, and on the side of your toenails. So it's good.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm sure some of these people on here that's on the YouTube for 12 hours a day have not even thought about even doing their nails, washing their ass, brushing their teeth, combing their hair, feeding anybody, eating a salad, walking, exercising, or any other above mentioned. Okay.
But if they can't get in the shower and sit in the tub and wash their ass, what's the how likely is it that they have bent over and even washed their feet? These sounds like the type of people who just let the water run down their feet and they just hop right out of the shower. Ain't no telling how. Oh, did I show you the toe jam video?
No.
Girl, let me show you the toe jam video.
Lord. I excited you up. There's a damn toe jam video. Oh my god, we didn't see this coming this Moston. Go ahead, y'all.
Okay, I'm gonna show. I bet you it's some feet in this sector. They got toe jam because they don't bend over and do anything. Let me show you the toe jam.
Bend over, touch your toes. Bend over, touch your toes.
This is for educational. This is for educational purposes. And I always tell you guys, if you have seniors in your family, please be sure to check their feet.
Yes, you do.
Here it is.
Okay. Let me go on mute.
I'm waiting for the commercial to finish. And I'm finding the timestamp.
I want to thank you so much also for coming over to play Hangman with me. I had so much fun last night with you. You and
T. Danielle, the hater T. Danielle. Okay.
I did not know y'all had a beef going on.
We don't have no beef.
You know what I mean.
We are good competitors. Oh, so I'm let me get to the point. I don't want to play. If you guys are not aware of the DC Foot Doctor, he's a black doctor. You may want to check out the DC Foot Doctor because he does great work.
I go to him.
Are you familiar with him?
I've seen him 3 times.
Have you really seen him?
Yes, I go to him. I make an appointment once a year. And my feet have not been on any of his damn videos before y'all even say anything. But
I think I'm gonna show you a views feet. He sent me a special video, and he wanted you guys to see a view is a view feats, how important it is to actually bend yourself over and wash your ankles and wash and dry in between your toes. So you guys won't be like a view is a view. Here we go. So Choreo lover, I hope you've eaten. So here she says always I'm gonna put my disclaimer up. This is for educational purposes only. So
you know, a lot of times in our seniors, whether they have dementia or not, they don't like people messing with their feet. All right. Sometimes it's because it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it's the embarrassment.
He don't know.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. All this just came out.
I don't know why he can't walk.
See that?
Poor thing.
Yeah. But you know, he's got you in his corner helping him out. Got him here.
Now I know.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I catch him with the socks and stuff on, then I can catch them.
Yeah, you got to catch him.
Yeah.
He said, "Daddy, take your shoes and socks off." What he's going to say?
Yeah. I'm not taking my socks. Like he was giving me a hard time back there.
Mm-hmm. But didn't want to put his feet in the whirlpool.
Right. And that's why I gotta keep saying.
Okay. So, you see how important it is to check the feet of your elders. I'm going to put the link to the DC Foot Doctor on here. He has some great videos. That's one of the extreme videos, but it's important that you take your elders to a podiatrist as well, because sometimes they can have poor circulation or just a myriad of foot problems that make it uncomfortable for them to walk. You should see the huge calluses. Look like these people are walking on golf balls. So please, if you have loved ones, older loved ones, don't take them for granted. Check out their feet. So I'm going to put the link to the DC Foot Doctor in here. I'm looking at the green vegan saying house sway, and look at Choreo lover. Oh my God! Wow,
but it's very important. Y'all just don't, especially people with diabetes. You really need to look at some feet when you have diabetes. You really do.
You definitely need to, because you can get ulcers, and that can cuts, and that can cause to amputation. And see, the lady he was talking to, that was the daughter who allegedly takes care of her father, and she's the caretaker of her father, and he's educating, and that's what I like about him. He talks and he educates you, and she's like, ooh, all that. Well, you don't. So he said it's going to be all taken care of. So what you have to do is maintain it, and to take all that, like, bitch, you get down there and take care of your daddy's goddamn toes. He wouldn't have had all that crud in there. So
and thank you, Candy Cane. Candy Cane said, "Why do you do view like that?" He put me on blast of my fetuses. I do. I'm going to tell you right now. First of all, he's very, very professional, very prompt. His office is really nice. His the staff are very professional, and then he smells some kind of good.
And he's handsome. Let me show you. Let me show you a picture of the DC.
Exam, huh?
Oh Lord! Let me show you a picture of the DC Foot Doctor. Okay, y'all make sure. Y'all make sure y'all visit the DC Foot Doctor. He is a very handsome man of a certain age. This is
the get it. I'm sorry.
Look, extra ashy, severely dry skin. Look at some of the cases. Look at the calluses on these feet. You see these calluses? Those are calluses. These are some of all of the DC Foot Doctor patients. Do you see the undersides of these feet? And he just amazing work. He does amazing work. So look at this bunion. Look at this bunion, like a golf ball on this foot. And also, if you have those bad bunions, you can also create ulcers under the bunion. So can you imagine walking on that? Feet at risk. Yes. So
And that's why it's
very
important also to change your shoes out. Never wear the same shoes. You need to have at least 2 or 3, 4 pair of sneakers and swap them out.
Swap them out and spray them with disinfectant. If you have athlete feet. Look at this toenail. Wait a minute. Let me show you this toenail. Look at that toenail.
They call that a horn, a ram's horn.
Ram's horn. Yeah. No, they call this one a super ram's horn. Okay. So go check out the DC foot doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, thank you for helping me identify some of these products. I used to get my nails and things done and have people operate on this with these things with me at various stages, feet or nails and stuff like that. I got really funny about going because they did not sterilize a lot of the things. If you go someplace and they don't pull out a fresh pack or whatever it is they're doing your nails with, you need to not go.
If they do not use the plastic liner, even in those spa chairs, don't go. If they don't have the liner for the pedicure that fits over in the bucket that you put your feet in, don't go. If they're not taking their utensils out of a fresh pack that they have put in the, what do they call that machine? That
concaver or
no, it's called something else.
It sterilizes it though.
They sterilize it with heat. I forget. Anyway.
You call it easy bake oven. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's hotter than that. Good morning, Miss Lay. Yeah. I forget what they call that.
Oh, autoclave. It's an
autoclave. Yes, an autoclave. Thank you, Liz. That's exactly what it is.
Okay, thank you.
Heat and steam. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was longer than that. So you definitely don't want to use the pumice stone, old pumice if they're using. Oh no, you don't want to use that. You can get fungus. You can get fungus. You can get what is that other thing? Where your toenails get thick.
Gangrene. And there's some stuff, and the drops for that takes a year to kill some type of whatever it is to make it.
But those drops can also damage your liver. So
I heard that.
No, the pills can damage your liver. Okay. The best thing to actually get rid of fungus nails is to use some vinegar. Soak your feet with some vinegar, at least a half a cup or a cup of vinegar in the water, and that is the best thing. And every night put some apple cider vinegar on a cotton ball and rub your toenail and the front of your toenail, where your skin and your toe meet. That is one of the best things to get rid of fungus nails. So instead of taking those peels and drop, which can affect your liver. I had to tell my aunt that one time, and she was like, I've been on this stuff and it hasn't really been working. And I was like, and I told her that, and I said, well, that's not really good for your liver. She was like, my doctor hasn't told me that. And her daughter went and looked it up. She said, it sure does say that it can cause. She said, she was so mad. And plus she didn't get a good result. And then a while later, she come calling me about 6 months later. She said, that stuff you told me to wipe it on. And she said, my nails are so clear and thin. I can't believe it. So I take care of your old people feet.
Right.
A viewer's review. Go over to a viewer's review. We're having fun. She's having games over there. She was talking a lot of shit the night before last.
I'm so kind and gentle and demure. How dare you?
She wasn't over there beefing by coloring in the lines.
Okay. Get up here. Thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate it. And you have a great day.
You too. I'm glad you came.
Hold on. Somebody want to say something to you. Hold on. Somebody wants to say something to you. One of your friends.
Hey, doggy doggy.
You gonna do a trick for Ronnie Q? Go ahead, jump, 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 jump. Go ahead, go ahead.
Ha!
Go ahead. Let me get off here. Get me off.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna go. Hold on. Maybe this one might work.
Oh, he did it good that time.
Oh, bye.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I didn't get a notification. I'll check it out. All right, Truth and Reason, everybody who came. It's good to have Choreo Lover back. Hey, Kind to Me. Thank you guys for joining me. And that's all I have. Miss Douglas, I did drop all of the links in the chat. The chat will be up because I'm not playing any music that I need to delete. And I'm going to go through and try to remember everything that I played and put it in the links in the description box, including the Toe Jam video as well. So Choreo Lover may want to rewatch the Toe Jam video. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate your support. Have a great remainder of your day, and I may see you on the YouTube streets. All right. Bye-bye.
In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. In the morning while I'm driving, Ronnie, I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie, Ronnie. I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
Miss LA, I did talk about the executive orders he signed yesterday. Now you said he just signed. Is there a new one for today? The Equal Opportunity, EEOC. Let me see. I talked about the EEOC. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. I wonder if you're talking about that. Let me see. Let me see. Let me double check before we leave. I don't see that I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to talk about that tomorrow because I don't see that. Let me see one more. Let me check one more place. Let me see. No, I didn't see this one. We'll talk about that tomorrow because obviously that was happening when I went live. So we're going to have to talk about that tomorrow. Are you talking about the? I think I've talked about that today. I think I talked about that today. I'm going to go through this and see if this isn't something that I already talked about at length. So, okay, I'll red ball it. I have questions about, I'm pissed off about. You're saying no. Now you're saying yes. Oh, go through my video. It's fairly detailed in the EEOC rulings and the go through the video and let me know if I talked about it. So I think we're talking about the same thing. He signed it yesterday, not today, right? You were talking about that. Yes, I went into great detail about that. Okay. And I even used visual aids. How dare me. I wanted to see the end of the video that you were playing about that lady talking about feeling guilty. I thought I played the end of it. About, I think you mean feeling guilty. You said bleeding guilty. I wanted to see the end of the video that you played about the lady talking about bleeding guilty. You mean feeling guilty? Being guilty? You played that. Yeah, I played it all the way to the end. I'm going to put the my links in my description box. And if you go through my video, I dropped all the links to all the videos that I've pleading guilty. Yes, I played all that I have, but you can Google it, the woman who refused a pardon, if you want to see her whole video. That was just a short. So if you want to see the whole video, let me see if I can find it for you before I leave. Since I'm here. Okay. Let me see. Oh, here she is. I don't know if these are going to be the whole videos. And I will also drop the ex-officer, what he had to say about the pardons. So here is the link for the woman who refused the pardon right here. This is about the woman who refused the pardon. That's a news. I don't think I don't know if this is the whole interview. I'm just because I only saw what I showed you, so I didn't watch the whole interview. And this is the officer who was Michael Fanone is his name, who was tasered repeatedly in his neck, and what the Capitol police officer, and this is them talking about him as well. So here he is. So I gave you breadcrumbs. So if you want to find more, just put it in the YouTube search engine, and you can find more videos. Okay. Thanks, you guys, for being here. I appreciate you. You're welcome. You're more than welcome. All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.